I literally just finished doing Vincent's Tale self-portrait. It said Richard's Tale was next, but I think what's next is The Bedroom, which is another Vincent van Gogh painting. 3 paintings, actually, that are they're really similar to each other. So I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't think there was a Richard's Tale in there. Let me know if I'm missing something in the comments, because I think you have to watch these things in order. But let's jump in. All right, looks like we are in prison after Vincent's been arrested by Richard. Gone electric. Switching things up. Multi-talented. Feels like anguish. Like some turmoil. Oh, of course. Okay, he's got Van Gogh paintings back here, sunflowers and self-portrait. And in the bedroom, it shows Van Gogh's self-portrait on the wall. He's in the bedroom. That's why there's a chair in his prison cell. He's in Van Gogh's The Bedroom right now. There's like anguish and anger. Very angry here. Yeah. Got the lights flickering a little bit. We've seen him use that before when his angrier side is coming out.
Anger. Have you ever felt
Anger.
with nowhere to place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated. Look for the new thing, always look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within, without, above, below, same thing. Wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane men living in insane terrain, contorting.
Looking all the places but within yourself, it's all the same thing.
Same brains that are kind of deranged, strange, without the factor of cause and effect. Factually, the man's a casualty of constant neglect. Let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother painting scars on her arm. Track march from the dragon, China white in the palm. Shooting up the birth canal, Vinny fell out like yarn. Tumbled out, himself unraveling, and that was the theme. Exceptionally
like
average
yarn,
grades, spray with low
unraveling.
self-esteem. From the fire to the frying pan, painting it green. When it's the cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny Vinny. He weren't ever good at hustling, shitty jobs that he was dead and stocking. Started a combustion, nothing. Pulled him out of debt, the debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The day repeats, the days, the weeks a most short life. When the day's done.
I like how he's doing a lot of this using the same sounds. Cycle, psycho, with him, without. He's doing a lot of that. I like what he's got going on.
It's the same one, it's a repeat, it's a rerun, a deja vu
rerun,
religion, a foreboding of a prison, whole Britain, Great Britain, hell Britannia rule the wave. We started out with intentions and we ended up like slaves. Drink to kill the tension, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living too deep.
What helps you is what kills you, the drink. When he's living to decay, sitting in prison, rotting, living to decay. There's those lights flashing again.
And so it goes. Vinny starts to drink to let go. Soon he's drinking, cause when he don't drink, every day is a day on death row. So he drinks so he don't have to think.
drinks mellowed him out.
Taste bittersweet when the spirit that's inside of him sinks in his teeth. And the months turn over, May to October. More days pissed than the days he spent sober. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder. Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice, inhibition get loose.
I like when a songwriter ends a thought with something strong, like with that sledgehammer swing to the chip on your shoulder.
In his teeth. And the months turn over, May to October. More days pissed than the days he spent sober. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder. Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice, inhibition get loose by decision and taboos. When we're living for the booze, who's who he lose himself to. 1, 2,
that was good.
1, 2, 3
the booze,
shots
who's,
down. Drown those sorrows up in London town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Face who he lose himself to. 1 chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice, inhibition get loose by decision and taboos. When we're living for the booze, who's who he lose himself to. 1 too many, 1, 2, 3 shots down. Drown.
He comes out of that juice, lose, booze, who's in with this 1, 2, 1 too many. I like how he carries that over into 1 too many.
No sorrows up in London.
It's good songwriting.
Town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Fate comes full circle. Now it's Vinny boys round.
There's the bedroom there. I've seen the bedroom, one of the 3 anyway, is at the Art Institute of Chicago, where my favorite painting is also Edward Hopper's Nighthawks. So I've seen this painting before. It's one of my wife's favorites, actually. And it's this serene scene, but everything's slightly askew or slightly off. It feels a little unsettled. It's this inner turmoil in search for harmony, in search for peace. With these like blues, oranges, and yellows that are in, the different paintings. It's looking for harmony, but it all feels a little askew. All right, shifting gears. Here's Richard's Tale. That reminds me of something. I want to say Cypress Hill, but I don't think I'm right.
Sirens start singing as the screws murder silence. Stand on my Miranda, my right to remain violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the law, they go to war with non-compliance. Locked up, Vinny been locked up since his mother knocked up. Kitty grew up fast, pulled his socks up, chop chop. Keep that credit top top. Time is money, tick tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop. Not particularly special, Vinny spent his this socks up, chop chop. Keep that credit top top. Time is money, tick tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop. Not particularly special, Vinny spent his life a vessel for the musings of the devil. Repetition caused some issues, turned a hide into a jackal. Building pressure in the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinny split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black ash, copper car lights flash. Red and blue kaleidoscope, some folks don't like that. Never mind, just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. The one that sells you sex as it pedestals virginity. The one where we elect these lying pests with God ability. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 1. Our boy spun his own web-fed tarantulas come like 9 to the 9 to the 9. Through his Christ timelines intersect Richard's fate was designed.
How he's sort of, we're back at Screech here. I like how his voice was getting stretched out and and starting to fall apart there as Vincent was getting stretched out further and further and deeper into this psychosis or whatever it is that he's experiencing. But we're back to Screech.
Just set the scene, it's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. The hands of fate, they touch and read. Siblings buried, blood it bleeds. Etched in Richard's memories. Falls a model, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absent leave. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself. And there's nowhere to go. And his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't struggle.
I like how time is speeding up for him right here. While Ren is double time rapping, it's Richard's like mind is speeding up and going a mile a minute, trying to sort out his thoughts, trying to figure out this inner turmoil that he's got going on.
Repeat raggedy, seem to the model, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absent leave. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself. And there's nowhere to go. And his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, raggedy, seem to plateau. When his popo went loco and woe so low that his mojo no mono, rebound no yo-yo. And so the time it moved slow-mo. You see the case was never closed, cause the motive was confused.
That juxtaposition, the mind is speeding up, but then the time it goes slow-mo. Really like that.
Orphan killed his sister, but his sister was removed when the mother died in childbirth. But dying womb life brings the cycle of samsara. Always was quite amusing.
His wife's trying to talk to him. He's still thinking about what happened with Screech and with Jenny and how that all played out.
Brother killed his sister, but the records seem to show the brother never met his sister, didn't even know. So the tragedy was a catastrophe, a fate fucked up. Richard's losing sleep while his whole family's talked up.
He's at therapy here, but this music is kind of jarring with therapy. And actually, the first time I ever went to therapy, when my parents forced me into therapy when I was a kid, this is how it felt. It felt like I was hearing nothing that the therapist was saying. It just was loud and abrasive.
The 5 stages of grief is a common psychological model.
Like somebody with a megaphone.
Reassurance to all those stricken by loss. For loss comes with a cost like frostbite, shockingly cold, paving the road to decomposure, decomposing your soul. 1. Denial, pretending for a while. Reality retired, but everything is changing. Richie lost the will to smile. How to reconcile when murdering a child. The second stage is anger, feeling bubbling the bile. Anger down the man that served the hand that wrote the plan. If God is will, that's good and grand, then damn we are. We all are damn forsaken by creation, revelations Richard cannot stand. The third stage is bargaining, begging God for second chance. Lord, I know it is a reach, but I'm begging on my knees. Resurrect the boy James, resurrect the boy Screech. I'll devote my life to thee, I will live a life of peace. Stage 4 is depression, that's a lesson taught in grief. Depression, demonic like possession.
His change right there in delivery, this is one of the things I think is Ren's superpower that he's so good at. And that's not only changing what he's writing about, but changing the way he delivers it. He often changes the music in those moments. And it's hard to change the way you're writing, the emotion that you're pulling from. It's even harder to deliver it in as convincing a way as he's able to. Really impressive.
The feeds upon this spark for life, no water is refreshing. No sunlight brings him warmth, no sleep will ever bring resting. His guilt and doubt are oh so loud, the silence sounds so deafening. Depression, the numbing of expression, the negative obsession, ruminating in oppression. Stressing is a lesson when your mind begins reflecting. That's stage number 5. 5 is acceptance.
Sort of fake happy music. He's faking a smile.
Souls get shaken up. The road's never quite ideal. The slow rise does bust it off. And let me tell you something, Richie, man, I'm proud. Cause you pulled a stitch from the seam, the wound was open weeping. Felt like a regression, but that flesh was set for healing. You wrestled imperfections, misdirections, what with demons. Most demons are a fallen angel, truth has double meanings. Perspective disconnects the trauma, trauma turns to lessons. The biggest curse you'll ever face could be your greatest blessing. Remember, in the darkest times, no need for second guessing. No path is ever linear, a stumble leads to stepping.
All these cliche statements that are meant to help people find their motivation or to keep going, but really often sort of ring hollow. I suspect that's how Richard's feeling right now, is that he's not really buying it, even though those cliched statements are flying around.
Soldier, a scholar of life's sorrow, and day follows day. There will always be tomorrow when it gets colder. Whatever, it's only weather. Rain feeds the crops, let them grow, think clever. I'm so fucking proud of you, Richie, my boy. I know you're itchy, my boy, to get to work and deploy. Serve and protect my dawn.
Using the word itchy right there is an interesting choice. With it, connected to an itchy trigger finger. That's an interesting choice of words here, and I feel like that's how Richard feels. Like he doesn't know if he is that person who has an itchy trigger finger. He's not sure if he should still be out there. I don't know if that was intentional, but it's interesting.
For the right reason, I know you think you've done wrong, but look at who you become. It's your first day at work, big man. Hold that head up high, my friend. Come on.
You can see how anxious he is.
We're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong?
Great acting job by Richard. And I think this is something we do all too often. We push people back into the situations they're not ready for. Richard's clearly not ready for this situation. He's still feeling anxious. And it looks like maybe we're having a flashback here.
Come on. We're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong?
Yeah, he's flashing back. The two moments are becoming the same with Screech and with Vincent in his head. And it makes me wonder, like I said in the other video, is Richard Vincent? Is Vincent Richard? Is Vincent Richard's inner voice? Is like his ego battling, his identities battling. This is something that Van Gogh was suffering from. So using Vincent as the character here is a really cool choice on Ren's part, because it's keeping us guessing. Who is Vincent? What identity is the real Vincent? I'm wondering if Richard doesn't have Vincent on the ground right now. Is that not really what's happening? Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's someone else entirely that he's seeing as Richard, or seeing as Vincent, pinning himself down, taking that side of himself out of play. Is this what this is like? Is this Richard battling himself? Was that Richard at the bar, sitting outside the bar? And this is Richard's search for tranquility, for peace, amongst all of this skewed furniture and chaotic feeling environment. Is this the way he's trying to find peace, by taking Vincent down? Is he imagining this, or is there a person standing in for Vincent? I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait until the next one. All right. I'll see you then.